Disinformation definitely has led to deaths. I'm Fergus Bell. I'm the founder and CEO of Fathom. We work with news organizations and journalists around the world to help them be prepared to counter mis and disinformation. Misinformation is something that is unintentionally shared or unintentionally put out there into the world. It could be something as simple as a mistake that someone has made that just ends up gaining some traction, or it could be something being misread or shared out of context. Disinformation are things that are wrong that are shared intentionally. So there is intent behind the actions. And that's where you would see a disinformation campaign, something that is targeted by bad actors towards a certain group of people or towards a certain organization with a specific outcome in mind. The reason why misinformation can turn into disinformation is because if it's being shared and there's some kind of something that people are grabbing onto, some reason why this is an interesting thing to people, or there's something entertaining about it and it means it's going to be shared. Disinformation campaigns have been used to disrupt election processes all around the world. In 2016, it was used in the US. We know that there is evidence of that. We have found the social posts. They are designed to sow doubt, or they are designed to create situations where people are pitched against each other. It's got to be something that's a little bit more vague, that people can't quite latch onto to say whether this is true or not true. There's always a kernel of truth, or there's often a kernel of truth in a disinformation campaign, certainly in misinformation. It's because it helps with that spreading. If you are a regular person, you might think, well, I've heard that before, or yes, I remember that. And you might not know where, and you might not know the exact detail, but that is enough that might allow someone to feel more comfortable sharing it. And that's how it works. Disinformation definitely has led to deaths in many parts of the world. We've seen there's definitely cases in Asia where we've seen disinformation campaigns have led to lynchings of people. We've seen the same in Africa. We've also seen disinformation campaigns in other places in the world where we've seen democracy be disrupted. The intent there is to disrupt an election. So it's dangerous in terms of democracy. It's dangerous in terms of people's lives. The first thing you want to do is check the source. Check who shared this, where you're seeing it, and then you're able to identify potentially why someone might be sharing that or creating it. So you might see intent. You should check the history of the person sharing this, or the person who's written this or created it. That will also then give you some indication of intent and motive. You should look at whether you can identify your own disinformation campaign by doing the technique of copying and pasting and putting it back onto a network. You then see similar language or even exact phrases being shared over and over again, and that might mean that it's a concerted effort. I would say the final thing to do is also not assume that everything is mis and disinformation. The majority that you're seeing is not. It's genuine content, and so you should be alert. You should be kind of smart in the way that you access it, and you should really have a diversity in sources. So don't just follow accounts that you agree with. Don't allow an algorithm to serve you content that you would only find interesting. If you're seeing things on social media, look for sources outside of social media.
Be sure to subscribe to Solutionaries to see all our latest videos right here on YouTube.